He died of a broken heart. Written by Patricia Wizak. The devil lies in the details. Details are the key to winning matches. Great strategies can fall apart by small coincidences or trivial follies. People who fight in concrete things really can't rely on great quotes or concepts. So does Shankly. Although familiar with the words and phrases big, the success he has brought to Liverpool has come from the repetition of the little things. Because, to quote Jonathan Wilson, football is a matter of repetition. One more practice session. One more debate. One more interview. One more goal. One more game. One more season. And this resistance to repetition, to not be negligent and to lower the standard of detail, season after season for 15 years, is what Shankly excels at. In the hands of Shankly, Liverpool also began to change their game, from the original British style to a typical mainland European pass and move, the style that later became the basis of Liverpool's game in its heyday, also began to be introduced by Shankly. But that doesn't mean Liverpool are playing in a pretty way. The repetitions Shankly made in training meant the team played in a methodical way. Everything is planned. The reserve team will play in the same style as the first team. The match was won by a narrow score, and sometimes boring. So many said that Liverpool under Shankly was too mechanical and guessed how to play. This is acknowledged by Shankly. People say we guessed. Well, I think people who don't guess are just a waste of time. Joe Louis, a boxer, is also predictable. He will knock out his opponent. We, Liverpool, are also guessed. But the opponent can't stop us, he said. One thing that drives Shankly to withstand the pressure of these repetitions is his obsession with football. It's going to be a football field, and he's going to start moving things. Shankly can't possibly get football out of his mind, said Karen Gill, her granddaughter. Every holiday season came, when there was no football game, Shankly would feel depressed. It was during these times that he often went to the board of directors' offices, and threatened to resign. But by the time the players returned for pre-season training, his anxiety evaporated, and he was full of energy again. But in the summer of 1974, after he had won the FA Cup, 15 years since he was Liverpool manager, Shankly stepped down again. Some say he wants to quit because of his wife's health. Some say that the pressure to always appear in public, and utter beautiful words for the media to consume, is too great to bear. However, no one will ever know the reason. In the biography he wrote, even a year after resigning, Shankly did not explain in detail the reason. He simply said, "When I lifted the FA Cup I thought, maybe this is enough." To be sure, unlike the previous seasons, the directors this time accepted Shankly's resignation. He was released, and replaced by one of his staff, Bob Paisley. However, football is already running in Shankly's blood. When Liverpool's players returned from Melwood, Liverpool's training ground, for pre-season, Shankly was there to greet them, complete with wearing a trainer's outfit. At first he had only come to talk to Paisley. But over time Shankly even led the first team training. Shankly's presence and authority certainly troubled Paisley. While the players called Paisley Bob, Shankly was still called Boss. So annoyed, Paisley even had time to say to him, "Bill, you don't work here anymore. This is my team now. I have things to do." In the end, Shankly was asked not to come to Melwood again. He was exiled from the place he had built with his own hands. At first Shankly still often sat on the board of directors to watch the game. However, in the end he joined the other fans in the stands. He also started looking for other activities, playing football with the kids in the yard, being a football pundit, and going to Liverpool games, even though he had to arrange the tickets himself. He even went to Everton and helped their captain to coach the youth team. He does whatever it takes to stay in touch with football. If there's one thing that both Liverpool and Shankly have to regret, it's the way the two split. Shankly, a person with a high sense of pride, doesn't want to come where he doesn't want to be. While the directors with whom he had been fighting for 15 years, were probably relieved to see Shankly out. Shankly could have been appointed as director, but in the end the invitation never came. In fact, almost 20 months after Shankly resigned, there has been no news at all from Liverpool for him. Even if it's just to give tickets to the game. I would certainly love to be invited to an away game to another club. But I waited, and waited, and waited, until finally I was tired of waiting, said Shankly in his biography. At the age of 68, just 7 years after he retired, Shankly died. He died keeping his own words, that when I die, I will be the healthiest person who ever died. He who does not smoke or drink, and exercise regularly every day is still healthy until a few days before his death. Shankly was a fit man, but he died of a broken heart, said Johnny Giles, a Leeds United player. Yeah, maybe Shankly forgot how to live without football. It was only after his departure that Liverpool realized what they had let go. 11 months after his death, the Shankly gates with the "You'll Never Walk Alone" inscription were built. In 1997, his statue stood in front of the stadium. With arms outstretched, it was as if he had risen again to protect his club, his life, for all time. To quote his words, "I was made for Liverpool and Liverpool was made for me." If the devil is in the details, then Bill Shankly is finally at the heart of Liverpool, standing at the gates of the Anfield Kingdom like a guardian angel. Until I don't know. Maybe forever. Thanks for watching Liverpool News video.